It's been a long time. I've been super slammed with work and with family, and I'm finally getting back into making some videos. And the first video I wanted to come back with is a studio tour. My studio changes quite often with gear and feng shui and all sorts of stuff, but I wanted to kind of give you a sneak peek at what I'm using now and what I have in the works coming up soon. So let's check it out. So this is my space. I kind of want to do a quick tour of it. I changed it around quite a bit, but the vein bones are kind of still the same. I have acoustic paneling on the back walls here. I have double doors, which we just entered through. Down here I have kind of where I keep all of my packets of contracts and things like that, and some books and miscellaneous cables, old hard drives. Up here I have some tools, some headphones, camera, charging, battery stuff. Over here I have my wall of projects that I'm working on, or projects in development, or projects that I need to reach out to clients for. And over here I have my piano skeleton that kind of acts as a diffuser. And I have some of my instruments here. I have a Fodera 5-string that I bought when I did an Arby's commercial, a ukulele that I borrowed from a friend, as well as just a kind of a cheaper acoustic guitar that I use on occasion. I have my couch here for clients, and then I have my wall of synthesizers here, which I'll go over, and then my desk. So it's a relatively small space, but I can get a lot done here. I will sometimes move the couch out of my space, and if I'm recording a musician, just to kind of make sure they have the room to record. So, synth wall, I have quite a few synthesizers, and I've got more coming, and it's always changing. But what I have right now, the first one I have is my Minimoog, which is obviously by Moog. It's an amazing instrument. A newest addition to my collection is the Moog Studio. I have the Subharmonicon by the 32 in DFAM. I got that for a feature that I started working on earlier this year. I have my MS-20, which is my first real synth that I ever bought. It does a lot of really cool stuff. I especially love the basses on it. I have this, the OB6 that I got for Dave Smith a couple of years back. It's yeah, it's a fantastic instrument. Dave Smith actually sent me this to check out, and I'm probably going to end up buying it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it does a lot of really cool sounds. Then KORG sent me this a couple months back. It's their Opsix. It's a really interesting FM synthesizer that I really enjoy. And then the last thing that I have is the Novation Peak. Novation sent this to me, and I've been using it nonstop. As far as effects go, I'm only running one analog pedal right now, Avalanche Run. I have a couple more that I'm considering getting, but primarily all my effects come from my Eventide H9000, which is a multi-effects processor. It's like 4 H9 pedals in one, if you're familiar with that. Now, the other thing that I have here is my bass amp. I work with Aguilar, and they sent me this new SL212 a couple weeks ago for an upcoming project that I have that I'm really excited about. And the main thing with this station is everything runs into my Apollo X8, but the first two channels on the Apollo have hot signals, so you can plug guitars, synths, all these things into it, but the other 6 are just I/O inserts, and the level's really low. And so I just found out about this company called Phoenix Audio, and they sent me this N8. It's an 8-channel DI that raises the gain, and it has individual volumes and pads and reverse phases for each channel. And so I run all these instruments through here, and I actually have a little list of channels. And so the other instruments that are stereo, I have to run them through the patch bay, which I do, and then I run effects through it as well. So those are my synthesizers. And finally over here I have my main workstation, which is my desk. I have a sit-stand desk that was made for me by a guy out of Los Angeles. My main keyboard is the Complete S88 by Native Instruments, Contact. I use a lot of Contact plugins as well. In regards to my other controllers, I have 2 MPE controllers. One is the Roly Seaboard Rise 49, and the other one is this Breath controller. In regards to my computer, I'm using a 2019 iMac. I'm using Atom Audio A7Xs. I'm running everything through this power strip, so I just kind of turn that on and then turn this switch on here, and it turns all my gear on. My interface, like I said, is the Apollo X8, the H9000, and I'm running through Logic Pro X. And I have like 5 solid-state drives that I run all of my sounds through, so I've got so many different sounds. I've got like, I don't know, multiple terabytes of sounds. Like I said, my space is constantly changing. I just got this chair, speaking of constantly changing. I had a nice IKEA leather chair for a while, and it worked really well, but I was having back issues. I get different stuff all the time in here to try to work on feng shui and work on just overall performance of when I'm in my space, because I want to be able to create and be expressive and not be bound by, you know, back pain or having to move instruments around to plug them in. So the main thing I wanted was just to be able to be creative whenever I wanted to. And so I just get up, I turn my machine on in the morning, let my synths warm up, and I just walk up to an instrument and play it. You know, I could... Currently this volume's low. So like I said, everything's just kind of plug and play. And that's really what I wanted, was to be able just to walk over to an instrument, turn it on, to be able to be creative and to not have any kind of constraints that slow me down. So I'm going to put a list of all of my gear that I use. If you haven't checked out my videos, I've done a lot of videos on how to score to picture, how to use tempo, how to use harmony. And I've got a lot of new stuff that I've planned to work on for this upcoming season, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was enjoyable to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.